You're listening to Be Nice to Yourself podcast with Natalia Schneidmiller, episode 17. Welcome to Be Nice to Yourself podcast that will give you practical tools to finally be nice to yourself so you can stop yelling at your kids and enjoy being a mom. Using coaching and lots of love, I'm your Russian Canadian host, certified life coach, and mom of four, Natalia Schneidmiller. Hello. Hey guys, how are you today? I am doing so good. I just had my first tennis lesson after 6 months of the pandemic. It felt really good. I'm just so happy to be doing all the normal things that we do during the school year while the kids are in school. It's been a 1 week of school and hopefully we'll have a few more. Hopefully it will not shut down. But I'm so excited to talk to you today because I was just reminded of something that really helped me and has helped me again when I was just reminded about it. And that is something that you don't have to do any of it. What am I talking about? I am talking about something that you say to yourself or you say to others, and you say, oh, I just have to do this. I can't not do it. I have to do that. I have to take care of the kids. I have to take them to school. I have to make their lunches. I have to cook dinner. I have to do everything, right? I mean, so many of my clients have said that to me. Like, why is it that I have to be the one to do everything? Why doesn't my husband do all of it? Why do I have to do everything? And what I always tell them is, did you know that you actually don't have to do that? Right? And it takes a while for our brain to go there because we don't really ever recognize that that's an option ever. So even when I offer it to my clients, even to myself, I kind of like glaze over. I'm like, yeah. Like I know I don't have to, but I kind of have to. Like, if I don't have to, then who's gonna take care of them? Who's gonna make dinner? Like no one's gonna do it. So of course I have to. If I don't do it, no one else will do it for me, right? That's what everyone says. And here is what I say to that. I want you to really imagine going there to where you don't do the thing. Let's say you don't make dinner. No, let's go with the one with the kids, right? You're like, well, if I don't take care of all the kid stuff, then no one will do it, right? I let's just imagine you don't do it. Right? Then the kids will not be fed, right? The kids might not be picked up from school, right? There will be other people who will take care of them. But the point is, as soon as you kind of take yourself out of the situation and you allow yourself not to do this job, what has happened to me 100% of the time when I did that for myself was I was in my head was really fighting for it. I was like, no, but I want to, but let me do it, right? The same thing I want you to go to for you in your head. Like imagine yourself not doing the things, not taking care of them, not getting them dressed, not reading them the book, not cooking them dinner, not doing their lunches, not doing the laundry, none of it. I want you to take yourself out of it and imagine someone else doing it. Another woman, your husband, your mother-in-law, your mom, whoever, someone, like things kids will get by, right? Like the consequences will be real if you don't do it, right? Your kids might have to go without some things for a while. And I want you to imagine that as well, right? Imagine your kid without his mom making him dinner and having to be there for dinner without his mom. Or a pickup, someone else picking them up from school. As soon as I really want you to picture it, and when I picture those things, my immediate reaction to that is, oh my gosh, I want to do these things. I want to be the one to be there. I want to be the one taking care of them, right? And if you are not having that reaction, I want you to be super curious about that as well. Like, why don't you want to? And I want you to be okay with that. That's okay if you don't want to do some things. Like for me, I gave myself permission to not, what did I give myself permission to? To not always want to um, take them to the playground. I had that thing before. I was like, oh, I want to be the one taking them, or um, I love waking up my little guys and having hugs with them. And sometimes I don't want to do that, and it's okay. I don't want to, and they kind of get up by themselves and find me eventually on the couch having my coffee, right? And the point I'm trying to make is that you know what? Sometimes you will actually make the choices not do the thing you don't want to do. But for the majority of the time, 90% of the time, or 99% of the time, I bet you are going to actually want to do all the things for them. And the reason why I want to show this to you is because you have kind of forgotten that you are choosing to do these things for the kids. You know, that's why you might be feeling resentful that you have to do everything, that your husband doesn't do enough. You might be feeling resentful that the kids maybe are not pitching in if they're at a certain age. You know, you just might be just kind of not enjoying, hating on life because you are telling yourself, I have to do these things. I have to do all these things. And when you're doing this, you are telling yourself a lie. It is not true that you have to do these things. It is just not true. It's a lie. No one is pointing a gun to your head and telling you you have to do them. And you know what? Even if someone was, you still would have a choice to not do them. You might get shot in the head, right? In this theoretical, hypothetical scenario. But I want to show you that it's still a choice that you are making. And when you are forgetting that you make this choice, our brain tells us that we have to do these things, and we don't feel happy. We feel angry at the world, resentful, upset, frustrated, and not in control of our life or how we feel. So uh, it's so interesting for me to tell you about this because I've gotten really good at this with my kids, but I actually just realized this morning that I'm not so good at this skill with my business because I have been going through this phase in my business where I am really working on it growing. And if I'm not having the level of success that I would desire to have at this point, I am feeling frustrated and resentful that I'm doing all this work. Why am I not having this level of success that I desire? And what I just realized this morning is that, wait a minute, I don't have to do any of this. Whereas before I was feeling forced to do all this work and keep working on my business and for like kind of force the level of success that I desire right now, which of course made me not enjoy doing any of this. And so once I realized that for myself, and I really gave myself permission. You know what, Natalia, I don't have to do this business. I don't have to do any of this, and I don't have to have this level of success that I think I should have right now. Why? Because when I think I should, I am so full of frustration with life. I'm like, this is not fair, this is too hard, I should be already further ahead, etc., right? So and out of that emotion, I'm not producing anything. I'm not serving my people, I'm not producing anything useful. So when I really now kind of realized that and gave myself permission to, oh, you know what, Natalia, you don't have to have the level of success that you think you should. And once I freed myself up from this I have to be further along, I ask myself, okay, if I don't have this level of success that I think I should have, what do I want to do? I don't have to do this at all. I don't have to coach. I don't have to do the podcast, anything. And again, this trick really worked for me because my answer to that is absolutely, you know what? Let's, I really want to. I want to do this. I want to help people. I want to be there. Even if I don't have the results from me that I want to be there for the people to share with them what has actually worked for me, what is amazing in my life. I want to be there. I want to do this. I want to record a podcast. And the same thing I want to offer to you in your life, and I know you guys have that with the family life, and especially like things that you have to do that you think you have to do that no one else will do for you in your life. Honestly, the most freedom that I have had in my relationship with my husband and with my kids is allowing myself to not have to do any of it. And like the things like that I sometimes wish that we would do as a family with the kids, for the kids. And I think, oh, if only my husband was into this, if he wanted to do it, then we would do it. And I kind of give myself permission to also not force him to do this. I'm like, well, Natalia, if you want to do this, do it. But don't, he doesn't have to do it, like do a games night. He doesn't have to want to do this for you to do it as a family. Or, if you want to have a games night, have a games night. Like, what's the actual reason why you're not having games night? Oh, is it because you're tired? Oh, well, guess what? Your husband's also tired, right? So then it really comes down to like when I really get good at allowing myself to not have to do things, then I am really good at allowing others to not have to do those whatever things as well, whatever I expect them to do. So really, and here's how this trick really worked for me when my coach told me, did you know that you don't have to sleep? You don't have to eat. You guys, you really think about it. No one can force you to eat, right? No one can force you to sleep. And the craziest thing of all is that you also don't have to live. Like, that's what really did it for me. Like, think about it. We have the ultimate say in our life, and we even have a say in whether we live or not, which is the coolest thing ever. If you think about it, we have the option to take our own life away. And I am just making this point just to exaggerate, to really point out to you that we ultimately don't have to do anything, including live. And so when you think about it, if we don't have to live, we don't have to drink water or eat food, or we don't have to sleep, we don't have to take our kids to school, we don't have to be married, we don't have to continue going to our job, we don't have to love our parents, we don't have to call our parents, we don't have to answer our friends' phone calls, we don't have to go to parent-teacher interviews. Like, we don't have to eat well, we don't have to exercise. All of these things, they are not a have to obligation. We are actually just choosing to do them, because when we choose not to do them, we don't want these consequences. We don't want to have our children not be taken care of. We don't want our body to be unfit and unhealthy. We don't want to, have our life without speaking with our parents. We don't want to have life without money, right? We actually choose the opposite of, when we don't do these things. We're choosing to go to work. We're choosing to take care of our family. We're choosing to be married. We're choosing to talk to our parents. We are choosing all of these things. So when you find yourself complaining and saying that you have to do something, I want you to remember my words in your brain that that's a lie. You never have to do anything. In fact, you don't even have to sleep, eat, or live. All right. Well, I want you to take that with you in your week and give yourself the two options. I I don't have to do this, but I I can do this, or I cannot do this. Which option do I choose? And be curious about your answer. Be curious and compassionate. And if you have any trouble navigating this, I'm happy to talk to you. You can always sign up for a consultation with me on my website by going to work with me and picking out a time slot, and we can have a consultation talking about what you would like in your life for yourself, and I can help you get there. And so I want you to have a wonderful week. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.